keeping poor people there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
It drives the
right?
property.
We don't seem to do a very good, well, I would like to think that we do. In a society that is well, and a society that is just, we would find a way to revitalize poor communities while keeping the poor people there, right? It happens all over the world. It happens, in many parts of the world. It happens in Scandinavian countries. It happens in many parts of the world. Again, according to the authors of your book, that is one of the characteristics of an unwell, unequal society like the United States. I'm not beating up on any, I'm just telling you that's what the authors of your book think. What we do to revitalize poor communities is we remove the poor people.
Drive up the property tax.
It's called gentrification, right? Gentrification. It's happening all over San Antonio.
Sometimes you hear about the municipality bringing the utilities back up to standard, though. Like in neighborhoods where, the sidewalk's not safe, or kids can't play in the road because cars come speeding by and there's no shoulder. So they'll come in and fix the road, upgrade the water pipes, maybe, stuff like that, and that could contribute to, regenerating that neighborhood.
Okay, that's okay. So the point there is, from a public policy standpoint, are there specific things that we can do in poor communities to revitalize those communities through structural changes? Fix the roads, fix the lights, fix the streets, right?
Put in a traffic light.
Right, put in some traffic lights. Are there things that we can actually do in poor communities to revitalize them while we keep those same residents living in those areas? I'm not saying that experiments in the United States haven't happened. I think St. Louis is at some level a model city that has been able to take some low-income areas, revitalize them, and keep low-income residents in those communities. But then there's all these other issues, right? Because then all of a sudden you're telling poor people how to live. You're telling them what time their kids got to be inside. You set all these rules, right? I lived next to one of those communities. It was one of these experiments in revitalizing low-income communities. And all they really did was lay down a bunch of rules, right? Your kids can't be out past this. Your kids can't be out past curfew. So it's like, right? Is the only way to revitalize poor communities is to take away poor people's individual liberties? It's an open question. What we do...
Is that the only way it's been done? Or that's the only way they try to approach revitalizing, like by giving rules?
In parts of St. Louis, when they revitalized poor areas right across the border from East St. Louis, was to actually take residents in these areas and say, we're going to make nice apartments, we're going to give you nice yards, we're going to manicure them, we're going to do everything that we do in nice parts of town. But first you have to qualify to live here, which means, you have to sign.
Start living like rich people.
Yeah, you have to sign a contract. And no, it would be nice if they lived like rich people.
Well, I mean, follow these conventions.
Yeah, and you have to be willing to make sure your kids are in at 10 o'clock during the week. So is that really living in a free society, or is that kind of like living in a compound, right? So that was a very tense situation that happened. It happens it happened back, this was very big in the 90s. I don't know how much of this happens anymore. What we do see happening all over the United States is this process of gentrification, right? We do start to do a little bit of cleaning up. We do start to add maybe some fixtures to cities. All of a sudden, what starts to happen is young, educated, often white hipsters start revitalizing these areas by moving into them. So parts of downtown San Antonio, this is exactly what's starting to happen, right? Some of the rent that you pay in what 20 years ago was low-income area of San Antonio is more expensive than any other part of the city. What are some of those parts down there? I never know.
The Pearl.
The Pearl area, where there's apartments there.
Can factory.
What's that?
Talking about the bottle that.
Yeah.
They turned it into high rent lofts.
All these lofts, right? So revitalization of low-income neighborhoods, in the United States at least, seems to be following more of this process of not revitalizing with the people that are there, but essentially transplanting and bringing in new people, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, oh no, I was just thinking, you know, I was at this bar called Dorchel or Dorsal, some hipster name, but you know, it's there right next to a poor, you know, low income neighborhood, literally down the street. There's no parking, so looking at them, what I have to think is one, the residents now have to deal with typically higher income people parking essentially right in front of their house because there's no parking for this bar, and then also the bar will have bands that play outside that can go a bit late. So good luck trying to sleep, you know, having this loud music being played.
Yeah.
So I mean that's just one thing. I
Sure.
think
Well, I think that's a good bridge to take us to the next chapter, which is this